So let's start standing. Let's get going. So we're only going to do 9 rounds. Now, traditionally on New Year's Day, we would do 108 sun salutations. 108, okay? We're going to do 9. So it's like the really abbreviated version, all right? And you're more than welcome to move at your own pace and, do it at something else if you need. But the yogis really, sun salutation, right? Let's come up to the top of our mat. Let's stand tall. Let's close our eyes. Okay. And just start to, set your New Year intention if you have that practice. Start to connect to your breath here. Just a short meditation to begin. Become more present and mindful, the foundation. And remember, as we go through our 9 rounds of sun salutation to start practice, energy management, everything is solar powered, right? So we're full body movements, moving the energy of the body with the breath and the movement. Nice big inhale in your nose, big exhale. And if you'd like to start with me today, 3 ohms. Big inhale. Arms start down by side, Tadasana. Big inhale, arms go wide and up, palms meet, you can look up. Nice exhale, bend the knees, take it slow, right? So we are still waking the body up. Inhale, half lift. Step back to down dog. So right into sun salutation, okay? We're gonna do 9 rounds if you're just joining. So not our traditional 108. Okay, take an extra breath or free if you'd like in the down dog. So what we'll do is 6 rounds of our sun A and 3 rounds of our sun B. All right, on our inhale, let's shift forward to plank. You're more than welcome to pause or add push-ups or drop to the knees. Bend the elbows, hovering halfway or down to your chest. Nice inhale. Lift the chest. I'm showing that Cobra 1. Some of us might go Cobra 2. A few of us might be an up dog. You're also welcome to go to child pose after this, or let's meet back in down dog. Take an extra breath or 3 in down dog, lifting the hips up and back, pressing the inner hand down, soften the back of the neck. Yogis, you want to really start to cognize that you want to get in inversion, remain in upside down position, and breathe really skillfully, okay? Inversion is a separate category of wellness exercise. Down dog, on inhale, let's breathe and move, bend knees, lift heels, look forward. Make your way to the front of the mat. Exhale. Inhale is a half lift. Some teachers say hands on the knees. I like the hands below the knees. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, strong core. Let's rise up. Little squeeze of the butt. Little stretch up and back. Exhale, arms through the prayer and then down by side. And then right on that inhale, go ahead. Inhale, arms wide and up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, half lift. You can skip the first down dog and just step right to plank. Try to step back with your opposite foot. Shift more forward, bend those elbows, low plank. Inhale, you're welcome to release to the chest. Down dog, here's where we take an extra 2 breaths in the dog. remember, as we're like working, we're also just trying to make it feel good. As there's challenge, we're also noticing if we're straining, we're adding ease, or if we're a little lazy, we're trying to activate a little bit more, all right? On your next inhale, bend your knees, look forward, make your way to the front of the mat. If you can go on your own, please do. Inhale, half lift, a little bit faster. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, slowly stand up, reach up. Now this prayer comes down the center, passes the thoughts, the vision, the word, the heart, right? And then arms sweep low, widen up, inhale. Exhale, forward bend. Please go on your own if you can. Inhale, half lift, high plank now, bend the elbows, low plank. Big inhale for that back bend. Big exhale, use your core to lift your hips up and back. Take a breath in dog. On next inhale, bend knees, look forward, hopper step forward. Inhale, half lift. We got 3 more rounds. Exhale, forward fold. Little bit faster. Inhale, rise. High. Up. Hands past the chakra. Tadasana. Inhale, arms sweep wide and up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, half lift. High plank to low plank. Go ahead, yogis. Let's move that full body. Get that blood moving. Inhale to your back bend. Down dog. Take an extra breath. Please do 2 more rounds on your own. 2 more sun salutation A's. I want you to practice moving your body. Our body's designed to move. We don't want to lose the ability for it to move complex and free. So take 2 more on your own. Meet back in down dog. So if you're just joining, very traditional, I mentioned when we started that on such a kind of, unique day of the year, when we go into this kind of, it feels like a transition of energy and, we do these like extended variations of sun salutations. Now, my original intention was to kind of do the whole class. I had a few people didn't seem too excited about that, so we're only going to do 9 rounds. It's a very abbreviated version, but it's a good start. You can do more later if you want. My yoga teacher friend, Ben, he called me at 7. He says, "You're doing your 108 sun salutations." And we didn't even speak. He was already doing them. He was about 18 rounds in. And it's a very traditional thing we do in yoga, okay? Now listen, after you do your 6 rounds of sun salutation A, downward dog, please. So come back to your down dog, and let's take a little stretch in down dog before we do sun B. So lift your heels high. My feet are about hip width distance. Drop your heels to the left. Your hips can go left too, but look guys, don't come forward. Lift your hips up and back and drop them over to the left a little bit. Soften the back of your neck. So we're in down dog still, but I lifted the heels and dropped them over to the left. You're gonna feel nice, hopefully a stretch in your side, waist, back, ribs, underarm. So it's the first time we get into that outer body a little bit more, okay? Let's bring our heels back to center, lift them high, hips up and back, and over to the right. Try to get better at directional breathing. Breathing into the space that's tight via the position, or that the position exposes. It's really a fantastic side stretch. It's big lateral tilt. That's hard to find in yoga, right? It's really special, okay? Heels center, heels toward the floor, downward dog. We have 3 rounds of sun B. Inhale, bend knees, look forward. We're gonna make our way to the front of the mat on the exhale. Making our way up like sun A, inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Let's rise, inhale, arms up, reach up. Prayer passes the chakra, okay? Now, sun B starts with our chair. First round a little bit slower. Second 2 rounds, a little bit more movement. Chair pose. So this one, look at this. I don't reach the arms wide enough. I reach the arms down, forward enough. So a little bit different. So take an extra breath or 2. Remember, different variations of chair. Sometimes you have the feet together. Sometimes you're up a little higher. Sometimes you're trying to sit a lot lower. They're really not better than the, it's okay to, switch up your chair, okay? Big inhale, sit low, reach high. Nice job. Exhale. How it goes, guys, is I lay the chest on the thighs, the knees stay bent, hands go on the floor, then I try to straighten my legs, okay? Inhale, half lift. High plank to low plank. Let's take it back and through. Chaturanga. Upward cobra. And then down dog. So I am going to teach a little bit more modern version with the leg lift. Inhale, right leg rises. First time here, take a breath or 3. Try to lift your left armpit, press your palms down, lengthen through those arms. It's really a fantastic active stretch here. So you get strength, you get stretch, you get some balance. Okay? Inhale, right leg high, lift your left heel, drop your right hip. Exhale, shift the plank, right knee, forehead and plank. Step your right foot inside your right thumb, seal your back heel. Let's rise slowly, shift away to your legs. So my back toes are angled forward, you see that? So my back foot is more angled forward than to the side. Pull your right hip back in space, pull your ribs in, reach your arms high. Another couple breaths here. If you want to do high lunge, that's totally fine. Really, warrior one, in my opinion, intermediate yoga pose, kind of sneaks into these beginner, classes, but really powerful body control to try to do what they want in the warrior, okay? Now take that big inhale, look up if you'd like, reach up, maybe your eyes meet the hands. Let's keep going, plant hands, pivot on the ball of the back foot, right leg goes back and up. Okay, here's where you can take your vinyasa chaturanga. You can also take what's called a triyanga, which is 3. Remember, chatu means 4, tri means 3. So we shift forward on one leg, bend elbows. Okay, then both feet come down, big inhale. Anytime you need child pose, you know what to do. Just drop to your knees, butt to your heels. Down dog, your pace. Inhale, left leg rises, open up the hip. Take 3-4 breaths. Stretch. Try to soften the back of your neck, guys. That's what you see a lot. People, they lift that leg and all of a sudden the neck tenses. Or they really dump the weight down in the opposite armpit. So lift that armpit up a little bit. Okay, so left leg lift your right armpit. Let's keep going. Inhale, left leg high, lift your right heel. Slowly shift the plank, left knee, forehead, slow it down, feel the movements. Left foot forward. Again, my feet are about hip width distance, my back heel seals. Strong legs and core, let's rise. Okay, a couple breaths here. Close your eyes. Really, guys, I want you to try to recognize if you know a pose, and then close your eyes. The eyes always want to dominate the sensory experience, how we interpret the environment. I want you to get better at remembering to close your eyes if you know the pose, all right? That's a high level of discipline to not let the eyes, just subconsciously control all your awareness. So close your eyes if you can, bend that front knee, left hip back, press your feet down. So outer edge of your feet press down, reach up, maybe even look up. And then exhale, take it down. Left leg goes back and up. Open the hip if it feels good, need it. And then you have the option of down dog or a 3-legged dog. Inhale, high plank, either on both feet or one. Bend the elbows. I'd say both feet come down for your back bend. Okay, if you do a 1-legged cobra up dog, it's usually pretty high intermediate, right? Downward dog. So now, guys, you're going to pause here. And now your intention shifts a little bit to move a little bit faster, but still quality and awareness. Only 2 rounds. On your next inhale, bend your knees, look between your hands. Hop or float your feet between your hands. Okay, so meeting at the front of your mat. We're going to inhale, half lift like we've done. Exhale, forward fold. Feet hips width distance, nice chair pose. Exhale, stand. Samasthiti, hands at heart. Arms down by side, big inhale, reach low then high. Exhale, forward fold. Weight into the toes, inhale, half lift.
High plank to low plank. These are your last few rounds of this, but really excellent, guys, for full body, what we call compound and complex strength and flexibility. Great for flexibility here, guys. Downward dog. Inhale, right leg goes high. Lift your left heel. Exhale, knee, forehead. Step your right foot forward. Seal your back heel. Big inhale. Let's rise to our warrior one. Big exhale, hands plant. You're more than welcome to take it right through chaturanga. If you want the extra leg lift, you're more than welcome to. Meet back and down dog, please. Once you get back and down dog, inhale, left leg goes high. No rush. I'm kind of reminding you, guiding. Exhale, left foot steps forward inside your left thumb. Seal your back heel. Now work it as core, right? So strong legs, back, rise up. Maybe look up, bend that front knee. Exhale, take it down. Remember, now we're moving, so practice moving. Left leg can go back and up. I'd like you to do your final round on your own. Don't forget to jump forward, take your chair. Don't forget your half lifts. Yogis, it's a moving meditation. So, you know, we're trying to, what's meditation? Becoming more present, more calm, more aware, more mindful, listening better to your body, your breath. So take another round. If you want to do 3 rounds, you do it, all right? Yeah, somebody has to take a child pose. That's cool, right? And somebody is even doing a little handstand work. And you know, that's great because sun salutation, like I said, is energy management. It's was created as really like an offering as a prayer. Okay, guys, so let's keep going here, yogis. Finish up your sun salutation, meet in standing position. All right, so standing position. Separate your feet hips width distance. Hands behind your lower back. So pretty traditional practice this morning, okay? Just so we can be in the flow. Big inhale, lift the chest, the heart, roll the shoulders back. Bend knees, forward bend. Wait to your toes, just 3 to 4 breaths. Not a super long hold, guys. Okay, only an hour practice this morning. If you want more, I'm teaching another Zoom at 4 today, all right? So if I see people coming to both, I will switch it up a lot. In case you want to start that new year off on a really high note, 2 yoga classes, okay? Let's keep going. Strong core, release the hands, bend the knees, rise. Step your foot back to open up to wide. Your right toes turn to the right, your left toes angle to the right. Warrior 2, arms go wide. Squeeze your feet together, gaze forward over your right hand. Just a few breaths today. So right into your posture, fidget a little bit, optimize comfort, look for the sweet spot. Breath work, slow inhale in your nose, slow exhale. Relax muscles that are over tensing, traps, face. Engage muscles that might be getting lazy. Squeeze your legs together, so that's adduction, okay? Widen those arms more. So really reach your arms in opposites, okay? Lengthen your side bodies. Try to press the outer edges of both feet down. So that's a really good cue for both warriors. Turn your back hip in as much as you need to keep that front right knee over the right heel, all right? Straighten your right leg, keep your arms where they are. Switch feet, right toes turn in, left toes completely out, warrior 2. Yogis, lunges are fantastic for both flexibility and strength, all right? They're fundamental in physical fitness and in yoga. So warrior 2, please. Bend that front knee, a meditation. Work your dristi, the eye control. So see if you can have a stare point beyond the fingers. And then work your breath. Remember, a big thing we do in yoga is set intention. And that's just the time of year to set new intentions for a lot of people because of that collective consciousness. Everyone's, you know, getting those New Year's resolutions going, guys. The time for change, use that group energy, right? Okay, now as we breathe and create energy, focus, we do keep our mind on our intention. Straighten your left leg, turn your left, keep your arms wide, right toes out, warrior two. So warrior two, second side. Now, second big side stretch. Reach forward over the leg, but it's more like a lateral reach, okay? Right forearm can go right thigh, left arm can go high. Some of us, right hand on the block or even on the floor. Side angle, top arm reaches forward, turn your palm down, turn your chest up. This is active stretching, guys. So there is strength, there's flexibility, whole body. One of the things I always loved about yoga is pretty much your whole body is inside every exercise. It's not like you go to the gym and you're doing all these isolated things. You know, you got an hour, your whole body's working the whole hour, rather than you're kind of going through certain body parts, even though we do still do that. But I love the fact that yoga is just very compound in nature. That's how our body's designed to work. It's one big unit, okay? Left arm high, go slow, rise up, warrior two, but straighten your right leg, turn your right toes in. Left toes turn out, warrior two. Okay, now I want to reach my upper torso over the left leg. Left forearm, left thigh, right arm can go high. That's a good posture. Some of us top arm forward, okay? Turn your chest up to the right. Turn your top palm down. It's a really nice stretch there. Others, left hand on the block, going a little lower. Some of us on the floor. Now, if you do get on the floor, try to push your, or even if you get the hand on the block inside, you want to have the leg, the left knee kind of pushing into the tricep of the left arm, and the tricep is kind of pushing back into the left knee. So there is activation there. Also that idea of squeezing your legs together. Can't remind you enough about that one. Remember to start practicing, at least energetically, squeezing your legs together underneath. We start to rely on these modern sticky yoga mats, and it's really not doing us a favor. It's way more joint loading, okay? Now, keep it going, guys. When you're done there, right arm goes high, strong core, we rise. Little bit different. Listen, pivot your toes parallel, and then you're going to pivot over that front leg, high lunge to face the back. Traditionally, you would actually do warrior one, but I'm going to teach high lunge a little bit easier. Big inhale, arms go high. Don't forget you can drop your back knee or keep your back knee lifted for more. Hands come in prayer, bow the chest, twist to the right. So for me, my left elbow is outside my right thigh. I'm lengthening my core, pulling the navel in, twisting from my navel, maybe gazing up to the right. If I want a lot more, I tuck my back toes and lift my back knee. If I want a lot, guys, I spread my arms out. So my left arm would be now outside that thigh. Before it was inside, okay? So from this angle, you can see my arm could go outside. But again, it's early for that, guys, so let's, not force anything, but some mornings, some days, that's gonna be a good option. Okay, now go slow. Inhale, rise up, high lunge. Not gonna hold that one too long. Open wide, they call this the star. Okay, and then big inhale. You can see how breath is still cueing movement, leading us. High lunge to face second side. Some of us drop knee, moving with skill and awareness. Hands come to prayer, bow the chest, twist to the left. Eventually, right elbow might be on the left thigh. I'm lengthening my core, twisting, breathing. There's variations that are easier too. You put the hand on the block inside the foot and twist. We do that one all the time in my class, more so than this variation. But that's the more gentle variation, just putting that hand on the floor inside that foot and taking that opposite arm to the sky. Okay, inhale, high lunge to face the front there, and then open up to the side. Okay, second forward bend, we do, in Ashtanga, guys, you're doing like 6 times this, but we're doing 2, shorter practice, modified. Feet parallel, big inhale, lift the heart, the chest. You're more than welcome to bring your hands behind your back again if you like. Let's forward fold. Okay, you can pull on your feet to the floor. Might feel good to start adding a little pull. So what happens is the pull becomes like the object of the stretch. So you lean your weight in your toes and bend the elbows like you're pulling. Anterior tilting, sticking the tailbone up and away. If you want to go big and go upside down, don't be shy. Inversions, in my class are always welcome. All right, and then I'm gonna keep it moving forward. Just a little breather there from 3 lunge positions. Now straight leg, let's rise up. Now your feet might want to step a little bit closer together, but I don't want to see those feet too close together, yogis. All right, right toes turn to the right again, left toes do angle forward. Now, my feet are about heel to heel alignment. My actual back foot's a little bit more forward in space. Arms go back wide. You want your blocks, yogis. If I don't say blocks, remember those, okay? Drop your right hip down. Go ahead, reach out over the leg. It's still lateral. Right hand on the shin or the block. Big active stretch. Now look at my right side body. It's very rounded. Let's see the lower side. Watch what I do. I lengthen my right side body. I engage my legs. I drive my right hip forward. I twist my chest and navel to the sky. I lean my upper body back kind of over the front leg. All right, top arm can reach high or forward. Big shoulder opener here is left arm around the back, inside the right thigh. If you're feeling like crazy good, you can hover your bottom hand, but be easy. Triangle posture, so good. Just gotta work on engaging the legs, guys. That's really the main cue there. All right, and pressing your feet down together. It's a leg bearing posture, and then next would be core, right? So it's like lengthen your core, drive your right hip under, pull your navel in. All right, big inhale, left arm high, let's rise. Ooh, that's the lengthen lower back right there. Right toes turn in, left toes turn out. Second side, take a moment to set up, find that nice clear path and position. Left hip drops down, inhale, reach out, exhale, hinge. Okay, so a couple breaths here, finding that triangle. Now, what happens, yogis, is I start to put too much weight into that left hand. And what happens then? You get lazy in the legs. The legs are the weight bearing. The arms are really just there for the assist. Now, a lot of teachers are going to say equal weight into the hand, into the feet. I'd rather start you to shift more weight into your feet, yogis. So start to take weight out of your left hand. That forces you to turn on core and legs. Or else you're just in like this passive open range without muscles engaged. So try to get a little bit lighter in your left hand, a little bit stronger in your feet and legs. Same cues as before. You can swing that top arm around or even reach it forward if you want to go big. You got about 2 to 3 more breaths. Close your eyes if you can. Can't go wrong with triangles. If you're looking for a few yoga poses to do regularly, some cat-cow, some triangles, some sun salutations, some bridges, you're doing great, all right? Let's bend that knee a little bit. Let's rise up. Now, 2 postures together. Take your hands on your hips, please. Pivot your feet. Notice, my chest is not facing to the side. It is now facing one of the front or back edges of my mat. Look at my back foot. It is open. My stance is shortened, but not too short. Right hip pulls back. Left arm goes high. Take a block with you if you need. Big inhale, reach up. You want more, both arms go high. Now, you can bend your front knee, or if you're feeling good, keep it straight. Start to hinge forward from the hips. Okay, notice I'm about halfway here. Pausing. I like to really apply a lot of strength now to all these yoga postures. We don't want the body to get weak, all right? We're gonna slowly, eventually, take our hands to the floor. Pyramid, flex your right foot for a little extra. Press the feet down, forward fold. Deep breathing, guys. So you can always drop your back knee. It's like a half split or half triangle, nice modified variation. But this is definitely one of these triangles where blocks are going to be, suggested because we're not putting weight on the knee like we are on the side angles. So blocks and triangles are kind of a good general rule. Now we're going to take that second part right from here. Big inhale. We're going to half lift. Left hand on the floor of the block. Right hip back. Lengthen my core. I'm going to twist to the right. Whatever leg you have in front, you twist to that side. So from my core, my right hip goes back, I twist to the right, my right arm goes out and up. Okay? Work on engaging your legs. That is the whole thing. You don't want your yogis, you don't want your legs to get weak. That's like a signal to the body for bone density to reduce. You gotta really do leg exercise like every day, guys. Okay? I remember when I was studying anatomy, the idea was that about 200 to 300 years ago, the average human was 100 times more physically active. 100 times more physically active. Now, we don't got to go that crazy, but maybe let's get it up a little bit, right? So, every day, we were in the garden. Who knows what we were doing? Taking care of animals and kids and farms and, walking. Who knows, right? So we got to get a little bit more active here. Right hand goes down, bend the knee, stand up, turn open to the side. We got our second side, and then we're going to bring it back down to the floor. Left hip back, okay? Feet about hips width distance. I'm doing a lot of adjusting here. If you want more, right arm goes high. If you want a lot, both arms go high. Now, big inhale, strong legs and core. Let's start to hinge. Now, my left leg is a little bothering me, I just noticed. I didn't really realize that, so I modify it, bend the knee a little bit. So I'm hinging halfway. My arms are not in front of me now because my left knee is kind of feeling a little funky. Went for a beach jog yesterday. And then eventually I'm going to forward fold over the leg. I'm going to work on engaging those legs, okay? Lengthening my spine, pressing my feet down, and then forward fold. Don't forget that the energy of your left hip is going back in space. Engage your legs, yogis. If you want more, flex your left foot. The front foot, the top of the foot pulls toward the shin. I tend to teach this one a little bit more than the half splits, but again, because it helps you activate muscles as you create range. All right, so in a sense, like activation and form kind of do precede like range of motion building. So just do some, food for thought as we're going through the practice. Let's inhale, half lift, second part, left hip back, right hand down from your core, left arm out and up. Really a tough yoga pose, but worth it, okay? You're pressing your right hand down, reaching your left arm up, left hip back, engaging your legs. Try to press the outer edges of the feet down and the big toe and the heels down, so all parts of the feet. And take a few more breaths. Don't overcrank the neck. You don't have to look up, guys. You can look down. Still a neck rotation. Nice, Victoria. That's pretty. Nice, Nelly. Dawn, good job, everyone. Now, I want you to take it slow here, guys. We're going to take that left hand down, strong core, bend front knee, rise, turn open, step forward. So we're back in the symmetry. So now we could do a sun salutation or yogi squat, starting arm weight, okay? Widen your feet, turn them open slightly. Big inhale, reach our arms up. Now again, I like to squeeze the butt. What a lot of people don't get is that by standing up, squeezing your butt, lifting your chest, spinal extension, hip extension, it's a cobra. So it's a nice counter for forward, lateral, and rotational bending. Let's slowly hinge, yogi squat. So take a breath or three. Now, a lot of us are gonna stay here. Some of us, you get a nice long break on your arms. You can try our crow pose, but just to be clear, we're about to hit some arm postures. So we're gonna go big in the arms, big in the back bend, and then the standing. So plant the hands. If you'd like to try, knees in armpits, hands out, spread back, look forward. One foot lifts than the other. Big toes touch, heels pull up, okay? Or hold yogi squat, last 3 breaths. They call crow is really like the first true arm balance. The yogis call like side plank an arm balance, right? They also call down dog like an arm balance. So, but the true first arm balance, just arms, is the crow. So I like to work that one a lot. It's great for beginners, but really challenging for any level. All right, so you can take it back through Vinyasa Chaturanga if you would like, or just skip it, step back to dog. So now we were in those legs, right? Side angles, lunges, triangles. Now, side plank. So shift forward to plank. Traditional poses today, guys. Let's just start on the foundation. So I like to do side plank with left hand down more so because it's a little bit weaker than my right. So side plank, heels can stack, top arm can reach forward. If you're getting good at it, you close your eyes. You can even hover your top leg like an inch or even go higher. Some other fun variations include, a little bit of movement, so you could drop your hips a tiny bit down, lift them up a little bit on that exhale, so now moving side plank, or even working a bind. So with your feet stacked, turn your right toes up, pull your right knee towards your armpit, grab the shin, so you're kind of like this in side plank. Okay, and you kind of look up. But if none of that is making sense or matters, just stay with your version, okay? Let's do it, guys. Side plank, high plank, second side plank. Right hand down. Let's work it. One arm balance. You want to get strong. Now, in the advanced classes, we do bent arm side plank. You know, it's just like chaturanga. You start straight arm, holding plank, and then you work people bending the arms and holding, right? So if you're ever going to work that, you bend that elbow, but you got to shift more weight forward, and then the elbow doesn't go behind you, it actually hugs under the body. Okay, so we do a bent arm side plank. It is pretty much an advanced variation though. And if I say advanced, I mean like top level, all right? So intermediate's a really big area. If I start to say the word advanced, you know we're really in some crazy territory because I don't put much in that level, all right? Intermediate's like the whole yoga practice. Now, high plank position, go slow, yogis. If that wasn't long enough, forearm plank, both forearms down. Both forearms down, weight bearing on the arms and the core work. Now, feet about hips with distance. Listen, keep both forearms down, drop both heels to the left. So we did this, it's like your lower body goes to your side plank, but your upper body says no, I'm keeping both forearms down. You're on the inner edge of your right foot, outer edge of your left foot. Now, see if you can just lift your hips a tiny bit higher, lengthen the core, squeeze the butt a little bit more, and just take a few more breaths into that outer side abdomen. It's a really tough practice right now, guys, okay? So for those of you a little newer to the practice, you're here, okay? So we're working planks. All right, yogis, I got 4 classes today. I can't do everything with you, all right? Let's bring heels back to center. We're gonna go over to the side. All right, so second side, it's called a twisting or rotational plank. In forearm plank, and then both heels are to the right. Outer edge right foot, inner edge left foot. Working core awareness, glutes, lengthening side bodies, spreading back, and breath work. Yeah, I'm working you now. This is our peak of like, you know, the arms. It's endurance. All right, we're in the side, we're in the rotation. All right, and then we're gonna go that hyper flexion, so it's like big shoulder. This is still a little bit more like pec, lat, boom. High forearm plank, you know what it is. Dolphin, do it. Okay, pull the chest through the arms. Let the head hang low. Breathe. Now, if you feel like that's a little too much on your shoulders, you can just hold down dog. A lot of times when I'm working with people personally, I will literally just have a really long, extended down dog hold. It's gonna really just get those shoulders. It's gonna get everything, right? You can also go forearm balance if you want to go big. So you could lift the leg in dolphin. You can also do like handstand instead. If I ever say plank, handstand is an option. All right, so is forearm balance. Anytime we do plank, handstand or forearm balance is an option. So is headstand. If I ever say forward bend, straddle, or at the front of your mat, inversion is always an option. Okay. So just to remember that, if I ever say down dog, child pose is always an option. So there's always this kind of scaling options, okay? So you're in dolphin, take a quick breather. Now, if you want one last go here, it's the turbo dog. If you want really strong triceps, a lot of people make that mistake when they're training their triceps, only elbow extension. It's really not a good way to do it. You need shoulder and elbow extension. It's a double cross joint there. So if you want to try it, if not, one more quick round of your dolphin hold, maybe lift your second leg if you did, or watch me here. I'm going to start in dog, so down dog. I'm going to bend the elbows. So remember, same thing. I mentioned bending your elbows in plank. I mentioned bending your elbows in side plank. Now we bend the dog. I pull the head through. I can bend the knees, and I bend the elbows. Eventually your elbows will hover 1 inch. So remember, I did Wednesday, I did like a lot of sets of this. I did like 20 sets of this, and I'll tell you, my triceps are still really sore all the way through here. You want to get strong, yogis, bend to arm work. You know, locking the shoulder out, the arm out tends to, straight arm scapular strength is important, but get those arms bending if they're weak, guys. You got to bear weight in that intensity, all right? Let's keep going. And down to the knees, looks like most of you are done there. Camel. Traditional, knees wide, hands swing around, fingers face up on the glutes. So you can see our arms were just here, hard, hard, strong here, strong here, strong here. Now look at that nice stretch, right? Hands behind you, fingers face up for the wrist, roll the shoulders back and down. Pubic bone forward, up, chest up, slightly back. I really want to start working camel into like most practices, yogis. When I think of the two back bends that really opened up my front body, hip flexors, it was camel and virasana. I really always do virasana in most classes, but I got to really start getting camel in because it's much better at hip extension than the vira. Okay, now take a quick breather, sit on your heels. We will do one more round. Okay, so camel, remember, is a beginner posture. So a first-time yogi with back pain can try this after you're warmed up, all right? I know sometimes if your back hurts, it hurts to go in extension yogis. That's because your fascia has been designed for flexion, sitting or something, right? So I've gotten, feedback. I've searched for this answer. Is it safe for people in hyperflexion, stuck short, front line to push into posterior tilt and extensions? And I've had multiple physical therapists and chiropractors enforce that idea. You can push into it, okay? So last round, you're here. Go ahead. My one client, he's a famous architect. He's, sells all the most expensive houses in Venice, Malibu. He's been featured on TV shows about his buildings. His chiropractor is $800 for 1 hour. And luckily I got to ask him that question. And he said, yes, absolutely have people push into extension, right? So that was like, thank God, a breath of fresh air, okay? Because sometimes yogis, we gotta push through a little bit of that pain to change the body, okay? Downward dog, last standing postures here, guys. Down dog, take a moment. Some of us might want to child pose at that moment, okay? Come back to your breath. Slow, deep inhale. Slow, deep exhale. Make your way to the front of the mat. Stand up nice and tall. If you want more, reverse prayer. Hands on your hips. Roll the shoulders back. Hover your left foot. Hinge. Warrior 3. Keep your left pinky toe facing down. Big thing to remember, guys, in Warrior 3. If the left leg lifts, the left hip wants to lift too. So try to drop the left hip down to kind of keep it on that same level as that right hip. All right? One round. Now, if this is a tough pose, right? Hands could be on me, on blocks, but you don't have to go very far. So you could be here. But you got to work a lot of core integrity, okay? Engaging the leg. If you can't do any of that, tree pose is a nice kind of substitute there. Don't feel like you got to push it if the body's telling you something. Always remember, standing split or handstand are an option there, okay? Now go slow, stand up. Remember that squeezing your butt, lifting your chest is kind of like a cobra counter form. If your hands are behind you, bring them back there. Right foot hovers, left knee can bend. Let's do it. Warrior 3. Just try to notice, does your spine round? Try to get a little bit more of that like cat. Well, I'm sorry, the cow. So your body kind of rounds sometimes into that cat. Try to arch your back a little bit more. So we see this a lot, right? The knees bent, you're kind of here, exaggerating. But again, leg up and back, chest comes through more forward, left hip down, okay? When you're looking at the fundamentals, we got squats, we got the lunges, we have the hamstring tensions or like the deadlifts. And this is how we do them in yoga. These are all used in like the fundamentals of building a really strong structural postural body, okay? Now go slow, let's rise up, shake it out if you need. Step your feet open. We got 2 more standing postures. All right, if this was the hour and a half, you'd have another round, but we don't. Warrior 2, right toes turn out. Now it's like side angle. I hinge laterally, reach, tiptoe my back foot in. Right hand finds the block or the floor, left leg lifts. Just notice, yogis, my chest is open to the side. Okay? I'm flexing my left foot, I'm lifting it high. I'm getting lighter in my right hand, I'm breathing. If you know how to do chapasana and you want to take it to that kind of bow bind, left hand behind your left foot, you can. But it depends on how much fun you had last night, right? I was asleep by 11, so I didn't have too much fun. I ate too much, though, I'll tell you that. We got takeout from my favorite restaurant, Sata Thai, plant-based Thai food in Santa Monica. It's my favorite restaurant in LA. If you ever haven't never tried it, you like Thai food, you got to get there. Sata Thai. All right, slowly, enough about food. Let's rise up. Second side, right toes in, left toes out. Okay, arms go wide. Hinge, reach, right leg lifts. So, guys, we're not going to do like too much stretching this morning. I am going to bring a little bit more into that evening class. You're more than welcome to come for part of that class if you want. But really, guys, in like a lot of the traditional yoga, we don't do like a lot of stretching every class, just some classes. Today is more of like a strength day because we're starting that new year off on a strong note. I do have the gentle yoga tomorrow. It's really stretch based, and Monday night as well. Okay, so this is that half moon. That's peak lateral. So with our side plank, with our triangle, and our lateral stretch and dog, that's our lateral body today. Okay, go slow. Pivot to face the back. Final pose is the revolve. We're not in vinyasa sequence, so you can have better attempts in the pose. But still work transition. Warrior 3, left leg lifts. Left hand reaches for the floor into the left shoulder, the block. From your core, twist to the right. Lift your left leg up. If you'd like, point your back toe. Maybe right arm out and up. Usually this is considered peak position in a level 1 or even level 2 class sometimes. I wouldn't really put it as a peak in a level 2. I'd maybe do the standing form, but it can be, especially if you go chapasana. Right hand reaches back behind you, left knee bends, and the right hand grabs the top of that left foot like a bow. That is definitely intermediate there, okay? A lot of times these half moons and the triangles, they're all thrown into the beginner classes, but they are, pushing it there, okay? Right hand down, bend front knee, land left foot at the back of the mat, pivot to the side. Final standing posture. We're gonna pivot to the front. So you can basically think high lunge or warrior 1, left foot in front now or second side, hinge, warrior 3. So you revisit that one more time, but it's what we call progressive. So you add on to previous. I do progressive vinyasa a lot. Right hand goes down, lengthen core from your navel, twist left. Whatever foot is in front of you, you twist to that side, okay? Left arm might go out and up. Last standing position. Yeah, and some of you aren't doing it. That's totally cool, yogis. Nice. Looks good, Nelly. All right, yogis, let's go slow. Warrior 3, high lunge. And you can just step your back foot forward. And remember what I said, a little standing back bend, a butt squeeze, a posterior tilt. That's like cobra. A little yogi squat, it's like a child pose. So there's a lot of different ways to find that type of reset. Boat pose, I'm gonna go right to low boat. I've been eating low boat a lot more than high boat. Okay, quick little ab tightener. If you want more, it's a little pulse. Remember, yogis, little. It's a small pulse, it ain't big. Little. Okay, last 30 seconds if you'd like to hold a low boat. Remember that low boat, guys, is lower back on the floor, shoulder blades hover, so my scapula. If it's too much, you go here, and you still go here. You could always go a little half pose there, okay, and switch halfway. But I'm doing a little pulse. So I know that you hear a lot, crunches hurt your back, but the reason crunches hurt your back is because people are not doing enough back to counter the strength they're building in the crunch. I have gone to ab classes. It's an hour. They only do abs, core. No good. You got to strengthen your outer hips and your lower back just as much as you're strengthening your abs. Okay? Don't play that game where you focus more on your abs. Focus more on your back and your butt, actually. Okay? Last part here, guys. A bridge or a wheel. If you're tired, you want to start unwinding, block into your butt, restorative bridge, a good minute and a half hold, or 2 back bends, bridge, arms down, feet down, hips lift. Now work posterior tilt, bring your pubic bone forward and up, lengthen your body. If you feel really excellent, flip your hands over your shoulders. Not an easy posture. In the morning, elbows hug in, fingers face the shoulders, and we lift. You'd be surprised, some days, I mentioned all the hard posture in the morning, but if you try it, you might surprise yourself. Like I thought I was going to be really tight there and not feeling it, and it was actually quite easy. So I'm not really like a strong morning workout person. I tend to work out like noon and after. I like the evening a lot, early evening. I just tend to be stronger and have better like clarity and enthusiasm. But don't, just try some stuff. Don't always lock yourself into a box, all right? So you got your last back bend here, yogis. One more bridge or wheel. Make it a nice hold. You know what to do. Place those feet down firm. If you have a block, good to throw between the knees, especially if you're doing the bridge. And just take one more, and then we'll take a stretch or two to unwind and a closing meditation. All right, well, I don't see anyone in the back bend, so I'll keep going here, guys. So how about we think of a hip stretch? If you want to come up and do pigeon, if you want to lay on your back and do figure 4, we already did revolve triangle. You don't need to do pigeon always if you do revolve triangle. They're quite similar, actually. So have it a hip stretch. If you want to sit up and do virasana, that might be a really needed one, a little less front body for a lot of us. Let's say a hip opener of choice. It was a very structured class, less freedom today. So I want to give you a moment here. Take a stretch. What's calling to you? And do you always do the same stretch? That is a problem. I'm not talking to anyone personally. Don't take it personal. If you have a pattern and you do a stretch constantly, you always stretch your outer hips and your hamstrings, but rarely stretch your inner thighs and front thighs, no good. All right, that pattern is not serving you. I want you to try to, maybe a resolution can be to just look outside of your preferences. There's a very famous quote in yoga. It's actually from the Tao, but the ancient Chinese philosophy, but they're like the same thing. And they say, to set up what you like versus what you dislike is a disease of the mind. Yeah, it's mental illness to prefer one thing over the other. I know that's a little extreme, but it plays a big part in yoga, guys. If you're only doing the postures you like, you are reinforcing the current patterns. You must break the pattern. And that's really what change is all about. All right. So if you see most of you are doing your hip stretch, if you want to take one last kind of release and twist, laying on your back or seated, you got about, maybe 2.5 minutes to close up practice with stretching. I'll be honest, a lot of times I don't really, I don't stretch. I'm almost like too flexible, and I've recognized that. I'll do whole practices and I really don't stretch that much, just like a little bit to kind of loosen up spaces, but it's really just strength based. And there's a lot of days I will just stretch, but my practices are all very just intuitive. So it's not like Saturday and Thursday are strength. I don't do it that way. I see how I feel and I apply the practice. So you guys are on schedule with me, which means you have to switch it up. That's where I keep urging you to do your thing. Don't lock onto what I'm saying. Listen, maybe learn some stuff from someone who maybe practices a little bit more, but trust your instincts. All right. Here we go, guys. So last minute and a half, I want you to get ready for final meditation. So just bringing it back to that New Year's resolution. It's big in yoga, guys. When millions of people set new intentions, yoga means union, that we're stronger together, we're collective, we're interdependent species. You know, that I've done it. I've always been able to like set new intentions stronger in the new year. Maybe that's personal, but one of the things we do if we set new intentions is meditate on them. Okay, so instead of shavasana, if you are doing anything like that, it's important if you're trying to make a change to think about it a lot, contemplate on it, visualize it. So all these kind of interactive work with your new intention. You know, one of mine this year, I have about 10, but aim high. One of them is read every single day. All right. I tend to listen to a lot of audio. Really love audio lecture, but reading is one of my new ones, just so I can be kind of transparent. So is I'm going to create less garbage. I'm not getting takeout. I'm not, and also picking up garbage every day. I'm walking the beach. If I see garbage on the floor, on the ground, I'm picking it up. Another thing is cold therapy every day. I'm taking an ice cold shower every day. I'm getting in the ocean. There's 3 of mine, just to give you some food for thought. Okay, so if you have any new intentions, I'd like you to sit and meditate on them today. It's important that you give a lot of attention, energy, and awareness to new intentions. All right, so let's find your final position. Let's take a big inhale, big exhale. Close your eyes. No more deep breathing. Visualize yourself in your new intention, or if you don't have them yet, think about what you need to work on. Final meditation to close class, a few minutes.